Jake here with yet another video of a ace tanker battle. This time it's in the tier 10 German super heavy E100 on the Fjords map. And while being a pure tier 10 battle, I unfortunately am going to go ahead and spoil this. Despite me not being a premium ammo user generally, I am going to have to fire quite a bit of that 20 rounds of heat out of this thing. The E100 is actually one of my least favorite of all the German vehicles in the game, because typically you can count on very nice gun handling with good accuracy and penetration on most of the guns. Regardless of the vehicle type or tier, the E100 does not fall into that at all. It's basically a massive sledgehammer of a weapon with very poor accuracy and penetration for the tier in relative comparison to everything else around it. You know, newer tanks come out like the 60 TP that has the 750 Alpha, has a better turret, has similar or better mobility, is not a giant box on top of a box screaming shoot me with everyone around thinking free damage. That's unfortunately what the E100 typically is, and it's one of my least favorite of the whole tech tree. However, it still can shine given the right situation, which is like this corner on Fjords. Basically, you need some hard cover to use and work against for side scraping and poking out to smack people around with 750 average damage. And you need to at least try to get to where you're facing everybody one spot only. Now, I quickly snapped a shot at the Progetto 65 there and backed off because I was getting nudged a little bit. But what I'm going to try to do is at least bring this big gun to bear on some of the enemies. And it really does come into a point of side scrape, fire, pull into cover, side scrape, fire, and repeat. That is the narrative for this vehicle. And then you try to make sure you're angling your side armor. You try to only pull out when you have a shot. Like here, I'm actually trying to aim at the Progetto who's down there, because I'm still firing AP. Now, if you aim well, like against that IS-7, I can get that to go through. Now, unfortunately, we have some of the Japanese heavies. And if they're using the HE howitzer, you don't have a whole lot you can do. And there's a IS-7 still track there. I can finish him off because just with proper aiming, you can put the 235 penetration armor piercing right through his drive wheel. Now, unfortunately, this is the first of many, many times that this GW E100, who is obviously up there at the A5-6 area, he is going to be the biggest problem for me. Plus, the enemy E100s are going to heat from the start. And this is what gets me to switch over. As you see, I'm waiting on my ammo to reload over to heat, and I am going to serve up a return dose of what he already had hit me with. And both of them, they are platoon, I do believe. Nope, actually, I was looking at the other two tanks next down below them. But both E100s on the enemy team are firing heat. And here you might see me looking this way. I'm actually angling my front because that's what you have to do with an E100. The turret face is flat. And I'm actually taking my time to aim at the Japanese heavies cupola, and it doesn't matter. It was showing green. I'm firing heat with over 300 penetration. The game just decided, nope, you don't get to penetrate this shot. Now, I'm going to let the Object 705A get up there. He's full health. I'm not. I'm getting dangerously low on hit points, actually, here. High roll from one of the E100s firing heat could go through and finish me off. And I'm trying to keep my gun in the game here. And again, with heat, that was the third one I fired. It didn't go through. Again, it was showing a likely penetration on the Type 5, and it didn't go through on a flat armor. Pretty much positive if that was an E100, it would have went through. If you can tell my feelings on this. But this is really just turning into a game of trying to make positive trades, and I haven't done a good job of that so far. And that was just a poor aim shot by me. I ended up hitting the angled cheek of the Type 5 as he was backing away. Never going to go through. Because the penetration marker of your reticle, if you set it to indicate armor penetration, it's only going based off of the thickness of the armor in comparison to your ammo. It does not take angling into consideration at all. So it showed green, but it was angled at such a manner that it was never going through. Finally land a hit that goes through on the Type 5. And I actually high rolled for 835 on that one. I was quite thankful for that, actually. And here I come up. The E100 is locked in. And I'm aiming, and get him. That was an important one to finish off, because he was getting a little too bold. Now I back up and go down. I'm still worried about that GW E100. And he just finished off our 705A. He has been a huge, huge problem. Which, I hate to say it to him, but he made the right call. The GW E100, he, at the start, obviously went over to the A5, A6 area up there in the north, which allows him to have direct shots right at our roof and rear engine decks, and he can really wreak havoc among us. And he did. I mean, between him and the heat spamming enemy E100s, that's where all of my damage taken came from, I do believe. And now I'm pushing around to try to help the object 705A. He is advancing too quickly now onto open ground, because instead of it being the E100s that were platooned, it's these two T-57 heavies. And that's a lot of auto-loading damage in a hurry that he can take. And that's exactly what's happening. And I know I'm too shottable for a T-57 heavy. And if I don't remember wrong, it's 4 shots per clip. Now I'm going to help him there. And then I'm going to get behind this rock, because GWE100 is on my mind here. And I've got a long reload anyways. And the other T-57 heavy is going to be pushing in at any second, along with, AT-110E3. Let me take out the T-57 heavy. Now I am going to 100% play Ring Around the Rosie with this T-110E3. I do not want to tangle with him. I'm going to try to bait him into coming around. I'm going to put a shot into his drive wheel, and I'm going to hope my 277 notices what's going on and comes to help. Now, their artillery is going to be pressured. He should definitely not be looking at me, but he is. Well, there's a shot into the drive wheel. I did it. I did deal damage, got around. I'm over 5,000 damage, and now I'm just going to play Ring Around the Rosie. With our heavies pushing in the north, this GWE-100 should not be looking at me. He shouldn't be. 100% he should be getting ready to lower his gun, because he has the 2 WZ coming in on him. And I'm just going to sneak around here and blap. He's still staring at me the whole time. And now he's on reload, and he's going to die. I put the little gray death screen here. Kind of my frustration with stinking artillery. But we're going to go ahead, and this is a win. I'm going to go ahead and go on to the results screen. I did get my ace with over 5,000 damage dealt and over 1,100 base experience. That was enough to ace this thing. And this guy just stuck on me, and I believe the object 705 the whole time. Costly battle, but got the win, and I finally aced the E100. That's about what it takes in this day and age in World of Tanks. But I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. This is Mongoose Jake, signing out.